my niece passed away. I knew she was going to pass. I was trying to prevent her from passing, but she didn't listen to me. And I saw this room number 111 when I was talking to her. I said, that's an angel number.
Mm-hmm.
And God is trying to say, like, you have a chance to transform your life, like just don't go anywhere for, 3 months after you get out of rehab or whatever. And she's like, okay, well, she went to rehab and her room number was 111.
Mm.
Okay. And then when she got out, I said, please just don't go anywhere till after June. Just don't. I have this feeling. Don't. I see things. Just don't go. She went out with friends and she ended up passing away. It was June 2nd. And if she had waited the end of the month, I really feel like she would have still been here. So I went to our family church, my family church, where I was, went to Catholic Mass every Sunday with my parents. And I spoke to the priest and I said, listen, I knew my niece was going to pass away. And I also had, I have all these people coming to me. And I said, I've had this since I was 2. I didn't ask for it. I didn't train for it. I didn't want it. I didn't ask for it. But you need to tell me, am I going to be okay? Like, am I doing the right thing passing along these messages to people that come to me for healing? Because I'm starting to read them now. I'm getting psychic messages and medium messages, and they're all healing. And they're all beautiful. And his answer to me was, this was 2012 when I really came out publicly with it. He said, Lauren, I can't say everybody works for God. He said, but you do. He said, you're healing people. You're helping people. You're getting them off of drugs. You're helping them not commit suicide. You're definitely, passing along God's message. And so from that point on, honestly, Marcus, that's when I was like, boom, if I'm going to do this, I've got to be tested and endorsed. I've got to show my stuff. Like, I got to know, like, everything I do is because I really care about people, and it's not for profit. So I never do like large events where I'm going to make millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
I won't do it. I do like one-on-ones in small groups. But so I ended up going to some professional sites, and actually one contacted me first, and it kind of got me on a roll. They wanted me to be tested for them as a professional medium. So I went through testing stages with them. 2 people I've never met before. Didn't know, only knew their first name, read them, psychic and medium. Then all of a sudden I did this for a scientist for Voice Across the Veil as an afterlife research medium. Did that, passed that, and I've been with them 8 years. Then I did it for Best American Psychics, same thing. And then casting directions and producers. So 8 times, over 8 times for accuracy, because I can't go out there and charge people things, and they need help. And there are, I hate to say, a lot of people out there that just are learning, are going to take advantage of them and say, oh, you give me $500 more, I'm going to get rid of this and get rid of that. Those are scam artists. But for me, I'm like, if I'm going to do this, there's going to be a lot of criticism. There's going to be a lot of skepticism. There's going to be people that put me down. They're going to say I work for the devil. I need to know, number one, that the priest said it was okay. And number 2, that I am actually not proving my gifts to everybody, but also to myself. I really can do this. And so I went through all of that because it was essential for me, honestly, to say, I'm doing this. And everybody can honestly say that I've worked with over the course of, it's going to be 14 years next month that I open my practice, have said, you have healed me. You have saved me. Like, they know. And I don't like to own that because that's boasting, but I know that I did my thing, and I know I did it the right way for myself. So I can honestly say, if people are gifted, you need to embrace that. You need to look into it if you want to. There's 2 things you can do with it. One, either do it for yourself to help yourself spiritually grow. So you can listen and trust your intuition that you get for yourself with psychic messages. Oh, this is going to happen. Maybe I can change the course of that if I tell that person, if it's appropriate. Do you ever tell people they're going to die? No, you don't. If you can kind of deter that a little bit to help them a little bit to maybe change the course of their path, that's great. For mediumship, the same thing too. Is like, a lot of people are going to say you're working for the devil. I don't believe that. If you're working for the devil, you're going to get negative messages. You're going to get things that are telling you to do bad things. There is a part in the Bible that talks about people like me. I wish I could quote it, but they talk about people that are like messengers for God. And I know I am, because I've had the most beautiful experiences with people that, and I've told God every day, I'm like, if I'm not supposed to do that, shut it down, take it away from me. And it just gets stronger and stronger. So I just encourage people to open themselves up and either do it for themselves, or if you really feel that need to serve other people, and help them, develop your gift. And I do teach as well. I'm a spiritual teacher, and I'm going to be starting like a mentorship program, but I teach everything with prayer because I think that's very important to incorporate
Yeah,
prayer. Yeah.
that's very
Very
deep.
long answer, but
No, that's very
there's so
beautiful.
much, like I could talk to you
Yeah,
literally for
that's
hours,
is
but
that
I'm so excited to be here. So just
that
trying to like
yeah.
get it all in.
I love it. I love it. That's very beautiful, Lauren, and it's so appreciated, and it is really refreshing too, that you really embrace that spiritual aspect of it, and you look beyond just the natural, uh, because so many, and I'm not here to criticize any other psychics or and what they doing either, but it seems like it's so much more about the material and what you can get in this material world when, like you said, if you're not truly being a messenger of God, then you are kind of falling short of the mark. And what I appreciate so much about you, it seems like a lot of the clients that you encounter, are like it appears to be like divine timing. So on that note, has there been anybody that you ever came across that you might have got a message like, hey, maybe it's not the time to work with that person, or maybe there's not nothing coming up.
You mean like if somebody comes to see me or talk to me that nothing comes up?
Right.
It's honestly, I've been, like I said, in business since 2007, 14 years going on next month. There's only, I'd say, probably a handful of times. And that's usually because either that person is not receptive, I can feel that they're blocked, closed down, or they're very skeptical. And
Mm.
because when I have to read somebody, whether it's psychic or mediumship, I have to go through them. I have to connect to their spirit, for like their higher self to tell me their higher self is their spirit and soul. And they give me that gives me the information about what's going on with their life, or connect through them to see who's there for them on the other side from a loved one. If they're closed down, I feel that block right away.
Yeah.
If they're skeptical, I really feel that block too. And then sometimes people will come in, they purposely try to mess me up, like, or on the
Mm.
phone, like they're like, I think maybe they got like, I got a competitor or something that has them come to me or something to screw me
Yeah.
all up so they can say I did a terrible job, excuse my
Right.
French. But, and, I feel it. And, what I do is I really work really hard with them, but then I'll just
Mm-hmm.
say, I'm sorry, like I can't read you and I'm not going to charge you the rest of the session or
Right.
whatever. I try to make it right by them, but I mean, there are times that that's happened, but it's very rare. But I
Mm-hmm.
can, like, if I'm doing a group or a crowd of like 20 or 50 people, I always pick up right away who in that room is going to be like trying to make me look bad or say, no, 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 like, because they want to flub you up. And I'll tell you, being a psychic and medium is like the hardest job you're going to ever
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Number one, you got the skeptics, you feel them out. Number two, like we're channeling stuff, like we're receiving
Right.
stuff. That's really hard to do. And like for me, I can't work every night. I gotta work every other night because I'll be exhausted.
Yeah.
It takes so much out of me to receive their pain, their
Mm.
messages, what they want to say. And we receive all of this and it actually really affects us, most of us. So,
Right.
you know,
Man, that's incredible. So like, we were talking on
you've
other.
been always gifted though. You've been always gifted.
Yeah, we was talking
And I
about
know
like
you said
yeah.
something, but I'm not going to like own that. But like, I'm going to say something about five. So I was
Okay.
going to say like something about five. Since you were five, what happened at five? Because I was going to say like you've been like something snapped and changed for you at the age of five. Do you know what it is? And you don't have to say anything if it doesn't make any sense, but it
It
shifted for
it
you.
it does like at 5 is where I kind of had this weird uh it was like kind of like it was kind of like a sexual abuse. I
Oh,
don't know
sorry,
if
that's private. You
no,
don't
no,
have to.
it's fine. Like most of what I talk about on this show, like most of the audience knows. But it was a strange situation with another kid in kindergarten, where where like I really feel like no kid should have been introduced to that. Where the girl, I got I had several instances, during that age where where it would be girls, even older women, just sexualize me, and it was a very, crazy time at the age of 5, and I haven't really talked about this. This is really
Well,
crazy.
I
You
know
know,
you didn't ask me to read you, but
no,
I'm
no,
sorry,
no,
like,
no,
oh
and
my
we were
God,
we
like,
were
am I
talking
gonna,
about possibly you reading me too. So this is a good
well, like me,
segue.
but I didn't mean to just kind of like just throw it in, but all of a sudden, like I'm connected to you. You really do have a very beautiful
Yeah,
energy, and you're pure, and that's what I love about you. I can read people like that, and I can tell who's legit and who's
yeah,
really caring and who's not, and it's all about them. Like you're definitely, this is not all about you. You're not doing this just because it's all about you. I mean, yes, it's important to put yourself out there, but like it's just like me. I really could be charging twice as much, and I
yeah.
really should for like all my background and my credentials and
Hmm.
all those things. I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't. Like I can't do it. And like so, what I'm trying to say is like I didn't mean to, but I was like
Yeah,
looking at him going, he's so sweet, and all of a sudden I'm hearing five, 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 like something happened to him at 5, and I can tell you with abuse or like near death experiences, abuse, like one of the
yeah.
characteristics of people that are very gifted or have like a little higher vibration than others is that usually they've been abused,
Hmm.
or they had a near death experience, because death, sorry, but abuse does trigger something spiritually with you. Like it's almost like you've got to forget, you can go into another place where you need to, where it's safe, when you
Yeah.
have to put that all away and shut that door. But you've always been able to go back and forth between spiritual worlds very easily for yourself. I would not be surprised if you hadn't seen ghosts since you were little,
Hmm. Yeah.
and you've had paranormal experiences where things
Hmm.
have approached you. Does that make sense?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And like you actually can see them. You see them. I'm hearing you see them. Does that make sense?
I haven't seen them lately, but I can still hear. I dream, and then people who are dead come to me.
Okay.
Um,
So when you see,
yeah,
but when you were little, did you see
I
ghosts?
was seeing them when I was little, but
Okay.
I
Because I
haven't
was
been able
hearing
to
like
see
when you
them.
were little, you were seeing them. And
Yeah.
what happens with that vision when we're young, is that when we get older, sometimes that vision that we see in front of us, like a ghostly figure, would turns more within the mind's eye. So it doesn't surprise me that you might see them within your mind's eye now. That's why I close my eyes a lot when I'm reading, because I want to really be able to clearly see. So you're seeing them within your mind, loved ones and ghosts, correct?
Yes.
Okay, because I was going to say you're very, very open spiritually. I would not be surprised if you're not a sensitive. So a sensitive is like an empath, but it deals with the spiritual world. Like so, empath is physical world where we feel other people's energy and pain and stuff. You're also an empath.
Yeah.
Yep,
Hmm.
and you're also a sensitive. So a sensitive goes the additional layer where you get like think about S for sensitive. That's like the spiritual world. We can feel them approaching us. We can feel
Yeah.
them when they're in the room. It's a lot of fun to be like in antique stores and stuff like that.
Watch or listen to the Transform You Live show on any podcast app, on Roku, or on YouTube.